Hello and welcome to Coach T, T with Coach T, my IG Live. I was originally doing this on Saturdays at 10 a.m., but that was only for the month of May. So I've moved the date from Saturday to Sunday. So I will now join you guys on Sunday at 4 p.m., which will give me enough time to kind of get everything together and situated. So I want to welcome you and thank you for joining my live. And I also want to say hello to my YouTube family who I will also share this on my YouTube page as well. And so I want to say hello, my YouTube family, my spouses and spouses to be. I welcome you. I welcome you. Listen, today I want to share a few things with you for the month of June. For the month of June, I have been petitioned by the Lord to share with you about marriage. And I want to talk to us today about marriage versus your marriage assignment. Marriages versus marriage assignments. And so I want to just jump on in and start. Marriage is a gift from God. Marriage is a gift from God. And I'm still trying to adjust this phone thing, All right. Marriage is a gift from God, one that should not be taken for granted. The reason I want to highlight marriage in your marriage assignment is, of course, I have the handbook for wives and wives to be, His Wife, Her Assignment, which talks about a wife preparing for her assignment or a wife that's already married and needs to know what her assignment is. And so I want to really highlight that this month just for wives and wives to be, to have a better understanding of what their assignment is. Do they have an assignment in their marriage, what they're supposed to be doing? I want to help you in that area. And then I also want to talk to my spouses as well, particularly my wives, the ones who are already in their marital covenant, and you dealing with frustration, you dealing with headache, you dealing with what's going on, what I'm supposed to be doing, how's this supposed to go? I want to speak to you today as well. And so my singles or my ladies that are engaged to be married, I want to especially want to speak to you because I want you to be in tune with what God is telling you as you prepare for your marital covenant. So from the earliest days of the Christian faith, Christians have honored marriage or holy matrimony, okay? It's a union between a man and a woman, So I want to bring to your attention that every marriage exemplifies some type of ministry. Every marriage exemplifies some type of ministry. So basically what that means is your marriage is supposed to be if you are a Christian, if you confess Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, if Christ went into your marital covenant or you plan on taking Christ into your marital covenant with you, your marriage is your ministry. That will be your first ministry. Your marriage is your ministry. And so with that being said, I want to give you some examples of your marriage, and it could be a ministry. Just trying to give you the difference between marriage and a marriage assignment. All right. So marriage can be like a wife who is burdened and can't have kids, or maybe the husband in the marital covenant has a chronic disease. Maybe he's ill, or maybe you are taking care of a disabled child, or maybe the wife was molested as a child and she's dealing and struggling with errors in the marital bed, or maybe the husband was abandoned as a child and he's a loner and he don't really know how to communicate with his wife or show affection towards his wife. Or maybe you guys don't communicate well, or maybe you guys are taking care of your elderly parents, or maybe your marriage is part of a blended family. And the list goes on and on and on. So when you sign up for the marital covenant, when you go into the marital covenant, you will have some type of ministry. Marriage is a ministry. Marriage is a ministry. And that's why I want to just, bring that to your attention. When you sign up for the for the ring and you say I do, you are not just saying I do to your spouse, but you're also saying I do to Christ, to God. And in that, you will have some type of ministry in your marriage, whatever it is. Maybe your marriage would be like, the one that you're supposed to do some kind of big business plan, or, some kind of business. Maybe your marriage, you and your spouse are supposed to partner up and do some type of ministry together. Your marriage will represent Christ in some type of way. Some type of way your marriage will represent Christ. That's marriage. That's the marriage part. Then you have marriages that are divine assignments that come from God himself. You have the marriages that are divine assignments that come from God himself. And not to say the ones I mentioned was not assignments, but those are more like, that's your ministry. That's your ministry. Marriages that come from God himself is God asking you to do something in your marital covenant that almost seem impossible, strange, weird. The world look at it like you crazy. That's your marriage. That's your marriage assignment. He gives you, it's like God telling you what you're going to do before you see it. He gives you the end, the end part to the beginning. All right. And so the perfect example of that comes from out of the book of Hosea and Gomer. Hosea, which was the prophet. He was a prophet. And this is a perfect example of God's divine assignment that he has. Now, the name Hosea means salvation. And what God was trying to do with Hosea and Gomer, basically he was trying to show Israel, God's people, how they have basically turned away from God. They have prostituted themselves and, turned away from God and went to other gods. And God was going to use the prophet Hosea and his wife as an example to show how he was going to restore his people, So Hosea assignment comes from out of Hosea chapter 1, verse 2, 2a. And God specifically petitioned Hosea to say, go and marry a prostitute. All right. He said, love your wife. Go and marry a prostitute. And even though she's going to be adulterous, even though she's going to, be out in the world, even though she's going to, be sleeping with other men and she's not going to do right by you, I want you to go. He knew this before he got married. He knew this before he said I do to her. He knew that he was marrying a prostitute, that she was not going to not going to be right. She was not going to be faithful. He knew this ahead of time. All right. He told her, go get this prostitute, have children with her, even though she's going to go her own way. She's going to go to other guys. She's going to go and be out with other guys and doing all kind of things. I want you to marry her. You have to read the whole book of Hosea. It's an awesome story. And basically, when it comes down to the end, just jump into chapter 3, verse 1. Then God ordered Hosea, he said, now start over. Love your wife again, your wife who's in bed with her latest boyfriend, who's cheating. Love her the way that God loves his people. Listen, you have to know that your assignment is from God. I do not recommend this for everyone. This is not everyone. God's divine assignment is not for everyone, even though everyone has some type of assignment in their marital covenant, which is their ministry in their marriage. So your ministry in your marriage is one thing. A divine assignment is God specifically petitioning you to do something that seems just unreal, impossible. There's no way, God, that I can do something like this. This is what your divine assignment. Most of the time, a divine assignment is in connect with salvation. And so that's the difference between marriage and a marriage assignment. All right. I want to point this out to you. There will come a time, spouses, where only one person will be able to help your spouse. There will come a time where there will be only one person, only that one somebody who will be able to help your spouse. And that will be the person that God has called and assigned you to. Because God has a divine assignment for your spouse, only that person will be able to help you. And so the main point I wanted to point out in this, and I want to bring to your attention, is there is a difference between being in a marital covenant and being in your marriage and having a ministry. And then there's a difference between being in a marital covenant and being married and also having an assignment. 3 things I want to bring to your attention about your assignment. If you are assigned, if you have a divine assignment to your spouse, if God called you to an assignment in your marriage, count it a blessing. That means that you're doing something right. God sees something in you long ago, and he said you're the one for the job. So it is an honor. It is an honor to have a divine assignment from Christ. The second thing, if God has called you and given you a divine assignment in your marriage, not only will you be able to reach your spouse, but you will also be able to reach other people in the kingdom for his sake. You will also be able to reach other people. This is one of the things I highlight in her assignment, the handbook, because basically what I try to explain to this is for my wives who are already married. If you are married and you enter into your marital covenant and you like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be assigned to this marriage, or I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in this marriage. I really don't know. We don't really have anything going on in this marriage. It's just kind of like we just here. It's just kind of like we going through the motions or whatever. More than likely you're there for a divine reason. And if you're there for a divine reason, you need to search that reason out. You need to find out and discover what is your reason for being there, because whatever your divine assignment is in your marital covenant, more than likely that is something that you're supposed to be doing outside of your marital covenant as well. You are assigned to your marriage, to your husband or wife. This could either one, but you also have an assignment outside of your marital covenant that's connected. So this is why it's such a big idea for wives to know what their assignment is, because you have not just your assignment in your marriage, but you also have an assignment outside of your marriage. And so that's something that you need to explore. All right. Third, your divine assignment attracts evil. And I want to speak to my engaged wives, the ones that's planning to be married, my future wives. Your divine assignment attracts evil because you are on assignment. And like I said, sometimes you don't know. Because you're on assignment, the evil one, okay, he gonna send his crew after you, all right? And it's important that you are connected to Christ, because the evil one is going to petition you. He's going to come for you. And sometimes what end up happening in that situation is he end up sending you maybe the wrong person, the wrong partner. You have to know that your divine assignment, whatever your divine assignment, if you're not married already, is going to attract your spouse. It's going to attract your partner. But you got to know that that person is from Christ. You have to know that that person is from God. Listen, a good way to rule that out is sign up for your premarital classes. Sign up for your premarital sessions, so you can know if my divine assignment is supposed to go with this specific person. Okay. And so that's one of the things I want to point out to you. I always want to encourage my wives, especially my wives who are in the middle of their marital covenant, dealing with hardship, dealing with hard stuff, dealing with, frustration. Listen, I know times are hard. I know it's difficult for a lot of us. This COVID-19 has thrown us all off. Get you a marriage coach. Get you a marriage wife coach. Someone who can help you in your assignment. Someone who can help you in your marital covenant. One of the worst things you can do, wives, and I can say this from experience, one of the worst things you can do is be in a marital covenant years and years and years and years and years and not know what your assignment is. And you have all these altered seasons that has, been altered because of your disobedience, and not because you're trying to be disobedient, because your lack of knowledge, And so you're just going through the motions in your marital covenant, not even knowing that you have a divine assignment. You have a divine assignment in your marriage, and it's something that you're supposed to be doing. And so I highly recommend that. So I hope you guys were able to get something from that. No, it is a difference between marriage and a marriage assignment. Marriage is connected to your ministry. Your marriage assignment is normally connected to salvation, something God has specifically ordered you to do in your marital covenant. Listen, I want you guys to take advantage today of Sunday discount, Buoyancy's Sunday discount, where you basically get a session, your 1 hour session for $50. Your 1 hour online session for $50. This is a great opportunity for you to try to see and discover what your assignment is in your marital covenant. This is a great opportunity for my wives. I still have the wife bundle available, which is the same price. It's the same price of $50, and you get your marriage, your wife t-shirt. You get your wife handbook. You also get your wife 1 hour, his wife 1 hour session, which is an awesome deal. And so I just wanted to encourage wives, if you are struggling in your marital covenant, or if you are in a fragile season in your marital covenant and you're not sure where exactly you're supposed to be at or what you're supposed to be doing in your marital covenant, I want to urge you to take a session. Get in alignment with what your assignment is supposed to be. Let someone help you. Let Coach T help you get on board. And for my wives to be who are preparing for the marital covenant, you need to take a session as well. You need to know what are you getting ready to sign up for, especially if you are engaged and your spouse, your future spouse have already asked you to be their wife. They asked you for your hand in marriage. You need to get on board. Like, this is the perfect time. Do not go into the marital covenant lacking knowledge. You do not want to do that. You do not want to do that. You want to make sure you know what your assignment is. And so I just want to shout out one of my followers. She would not let me send her a appreciation gift, but she donated to Buoyancy premarital and marital coaching services, and I really appreciate her. But if you guys get a moment, a chance, you can go and visit her on her page. Her name is Bree Tag. She does handmade soaps. She was such a blessing to me. Donated to Buoyancy by helping another couple out and bought a session for them. And so I really appreciate her, and I want to just say thank you. I know she didn't want me to kind of like put her out there, but I want to put her out there because I really appreciate that. Listen, spouses, I do hope that has been a help to you. I will see you next week. Tea with Coach T. Blessings.